some dehydrated onion. You can use real onion. Garlic, pieces of dehydrated garlic. You can use real garlic. There's a chicken breast that I just got out of the freezer. 2 tins of white beans. A tin of green chilies. You can get a larger one or add more chili if you want to. Cornbread muffin mix, which makes 6 little muffins. And the fixins for chicken soup. Some carrots and some celery and some onion in there. These ingredients will make a big pot of white chili or chicken chili and a pot of chicken soup. Now the chicken piece I'm going to cut up into small pieces. That's the first thing I'm going to do. And then you'll see I'll put it in the big pot, which is over here. Right there. And we'll go from there. Most of this chicken's going to go in the large pot there. Some of it's going to go in here. That's going to become chicken soup. And then some of the pasta I tore up, sorry Italians. I tore it up, which will be after this cooks for 15 to 20 minutes. Then I put the pasta in for like 7 minutes boiling. And then I have chicken soup. Let's get on to the white chili, shall we? When I turn the little stovetop thingy on, it's going to have a fan because there's a fan always blowing so that it doesn't overheat. So it's going to be a little noisy, but you'll see. First, I have a little bit of water in here. Not much. I put the chicken in. Just a wee bit of. The chicken is cooked through. And the stuff that floats on the top is called schmaltz. It's the fat that's rendered out of poultry when you cook it. Now I can add all the rest of this stuff. You can do from dry beans, but it's a lot easier and faster to use canned or tinned beans. Just white beans. You can use any beans, but this is kind of how I have it. I checked the recipe while I do have a recipe, but I don't always use it. It had 2, 3, 4 other ingredients, but here we go. And then I add the chilies. You can make it as spicy or as mild as you want. I use the mild stuff because I'm a lightweight. Yeah? Yeah. I'm going to add just a little bit more water, hot water, so it won't slow the cooking down. In the recipe book, it called for just a little bit of ground cloves, just a tinky winky bit, and a little tinky winky bit, if I can open it, of oregano or oregano. And as in any chili recipe, cumin. Ah, come on. No, it's cumin. My sister-in-law, Lisa, thinks that cumin smells like stinky feet. I don't think so. What kind of feet do you smell? Well, this is in here. Then you let it cook for a little bit. And then into that goes Monterey Jack cheese. Where is it? Right there, Monterey Jack. I buy a ginormous bag of it because I use it a lot. It's good for all kinds of stuff. See if I can open the bag. Whoa! Hi, Mud Shirley. Okey-doke. Just stir this in, it'll melt. And it's still pretty much, you know, white colored chili. You stir it, it'll become kind of creamy because of the cheese, which is a dairy product, obviously. And once it melts all in there, let it simmer for a little while, and you'll have your white chili. You have to stir it once in a while because the cheese, due to gravity, will sink to the bottom. But it's really, really good with corn muffins, which I will make in a little while. Ew, I know it looks kind of gross. This particular one will make 4 good sized bowls of chili, or maybe 6 normal bowls of chili. So you can either put it in a bag, freezer bag, and put it in the freezer, mark the date and what it is on the bag, or in containers in the refrigerator. Depends on how much you will eat, or if you have a big family, or whatever. First time I tasted white chili was a long time ago at some restaurant that no longer exists. Here we go. I know it looks weird. When it cools, it's going to thicken. The cheese will thicken back up. So you just have to warm it and stir it a little. But pretty much that's white chili for you. Yum. I know it looks like barf, but it tastes good. Not everything that looks like barf tastes like barf. What? Corn muffins are being baked. Ta-ta-da. And the chicken soup part, I've cooked it for at least 15 minutes. The vegetables should be kind of tender. And I put these pieces of pasta and noodles in there, and they look like they're just about done. And if you don't like it brothy like this, then you can put in a little bit of cornstarch with water. And stir that up a little. And it'll thicken just a little bit. And there you have your homemade chicken soup. Some people call it Jewish penicillin. It's good for what ails you. It really is. And I'll turn this off now. It says hot, and this fan will run for at least 15 minutes till it all cools down. And I've got about 11 minutes left on these guys. And when they're finished and they come out, we're going to taste all of it. Yummy yum! While I'm waiting for the corn muffins and everything, I'm going to try a little taste of the chicken soup. Yummy! This should keep me from getting a cold. Pardon me. Yowzer. The little stovetop has stopped, the fan stopped, so it's cooled down. Then it's cooled down, they'll be ready to be put away in the fridge. But there's my supper. I know this is not your usual cooking video or anything like that, and if I say things that upset anybody, I'm terribly sorry. I don't mean to. I'm of that generation where humor, or dad humor, or whatever you want to call it, was just there. Long before politically correct. Comedy it stems from pain. So, okay, enough of that, Shirley. Here's the Jiffy corn muffin with some butter in it. Kitty Cat's interested. He's going to come jumping up here. Chicken chili. Yum. And my beverage of choice. No, I'm not being sponsored. Pepsi! The whole new generation. I'm of the Pepsi generation. That shows my age, if you know commercials. Hey. You want some? He says no. I'm smelling your phone case. Because the baby had it in his mouth earlier. Weird. Interesting day. Weird day. There's another dish I'm going to make probably in a day or two. And I switched it up a little. You usually use like the kind of pork that you use, or the kind of bacon that you use, like fatback or bacon or something bits, but I'm going to use a little piece of smoked pork that I got at George's German Market. I'm going to make spaghetti carbonara, or a facsimile thereof. But this kind of chili is a good change from the red meat kind. And you can add or not add anything, to your taste. That's the niftiest part of being able to cook. If you don't like something, don't put it in. Like, I'm not a friend of mushrooms. I mean, I'll eat them if I have to, but I don't buy them. I don't put them in stuff. Kitty Cat's gonna hang out and watch some TV with me before I turn in. Turn into what? Yeah. That's about it for today. Your chicken chili with a bonus of chicken soup. If you're going to have the stove going, you might as well do what you can. You got a little piece of frozen chicken, make more than you can out of it. Yeah, I'm glad I know how to cook, because I can make things stretch a long, long way. When times are tough, and even when they're not, you'll still save yourself a lot of money. Upward and onward.